Hello. I'm going to show you what we decided to do this year on our deck. We have this one space over here we haven't been making much utilization of. So we decided to put in a couple planter boxes and then join them together with a seat. And when we move a fire pit down here later, this box is easy to build. It's fairly cheap. I think the thing ran me maybe 40 bucks for the whole thing, and 13 of that was the tote we used. This box is unique because we don't want any soil actually coming in contact with the box itself. So we want this thing to last a good long time. So what we did is we picked up a tote that is nothing more than a recycle bin. We chose that one because it's a pretty tough little tote. It's meant to stand up. And you can see down here we just have some boards to support it, and it's open to the bottom of the deck. Really simple to work, and I'll take you inside and show you how we put this thing together. See you in a minute. Okay, since this job is going to be based around whatever tote size you have decided on, the tote has to be an integral part of what you're building. As you can see here, we put the tote down inside, face down on the working surface, and then built the frame around it. These are just simple 2x4s, and we just went for whatever we had laying around, leftover wood and such. We didn't want to go too far out of our way to spend money on it. You can see here I've got regular 2x4 and part of it treated. Since that's the bottom, I will go over all of that wood with some kind of a sealer, either painted or more than likely an oil stain. But you can see what we did here to make sure we got the proper height. We put the tote in and then put the 2x4 on top of it, which will be the surface it sits on. And because we want the tote 3/4 of an inch below the lip of the framework inside the box, we put another piece of 3/4 inch material that we cut off underneath to raise the bottom up. When this thing gets done, that 3/4 inch piece will come out. This wood will come up, and the tote will come up with it and give us that 3/4 inch lip. Otherwise, all we did was situate it so that we found the center, and then went down and bought some 1x4 by 6 foot fence boards, which are on sale now for like $1.59 down at our local place. And I picked up 14 of them per box, and what we did is cut them out, center them up, and then clamp these together, and then I used my staple gun to join them. Did that all the way around to center it up. One side of this you're going to want to at least have the length of however many boards are going to be equal going across there. If your tote is 28 and you need 30 for the boards, do 30, don't do the 28. That way you'll get even and you won't have to rip down a board. It'll look much nicer. All joined together, and once we get a little bit further on this, I'll add another portion to this video, and you'll see excuse me, what's going on. Thanks a lot. See you back in a bit. Okay, here's the next phase of this project. As you can see, we've got the exterior of the box, the slats all the way around, and we've put the trim on. Now, before we put the trim on, we went and we gave the exterior 2 coats of exterior house paint. Now, you can use whatever you want, stain, paint, doesn't matter. We just decided we wanted this box to match the house. As you can see, we filled in the nail holes on the trim with the caulk so that you can't see them once we paint over it again. And up here, you'll see that The exterior of the box protrudes through about a 1/2 inch. And then we put on these lugs, I like to call them, 2x2 pieces of cedar with one screw down in. These are going to act as feet for this, and they will stick up above the trim work, and it'll make it look like this thing is actually floating above the deck, give you the impression of it. And how we did that was we came over here, and when we put the trim in, we laid a piece of 3/4 inch material on top of it, and the 3/4 inch material was dead even with that lug. Once we had one of them set, we just leveled it all the way across and all the way around, and it comes out. Paint the interior of the support structure also, especially if it's not ground contact material or treated. It'll make it last a lot longer. And when we flip this thing over, we'll do the other side. Okay, let's get this thing flipped over, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see we've put the we put the cap plates on top, and we finished painting it. One more thing we need to do with this before we can take it out there, and since this is going to be acting as a second part of another planter box system, we're going to be having on this side over here a bench seat going between the two. So what we need is some more thicker meat on the other side of this 3/4 inch fence board, so that we aren't snapping it when somebody sits on it. So what we do is on here and down over here, we put in a piece of it can either be 2x4, 2x6. I just happen to have 2x6 scrap laying around, and what we do is we take and drill a pilot hole at a 45-degree angle, top and bottom, preset your screw into it, and then just go in here, push it in place, and screw the screws in. Now when I run the ledger on this side, from here to here, I'll have something to actually screw to that'll have some meat to it and won't be causing problems when somebody goes and sits on it. We're going to take this thing outside and move it into place, and I'll show you what else is going on once I get it out there. Oh, folks, and if you don't have yourself a staple gun, an air staple gun, you need to get one. That and a small air compressor, worth their weight in gold. That and your electric drill. Well, let me get it outside and I'll be right back. As you can see, the next phase of this thing is completed. We put in the cross platform for the decking on the seat. Now when we did this, we kind of had the idea that what happens if at some point in time we have to move this thing with two full totes of dirt that are wet. There's no way that's going to be moved while it's connected. So what I did was I came up with an idea to make this as easy to disassemble as possible. These two slats in the middle will be the only thing that the decking will be attached to. So if it comes time to disassemble this thing, all I have to do is 2 screws here, 2 screws here, one back there, and one back there, and this whole thing will pull off with the decking. Once that's off, I can just one screw in the back and one screw in the back over here, and that back will fall off, and we can move this thing around. So it's all painted, ready for the decking. That's next. See you in a little bit. Bye. Drum roll, please. Okay, folks, you can see here that it's all finished up. We've got the last coat of paint on it. We've put it over here next to the fire pit, and we've got a nice little bench now. A little bit later on, we'll be coming in here, and you can see that table propped up in the back. We'll be putting in a back for this thing. and clamping it in. When I do that, we'll put up an update on the site so you can see how we accomplish that. But there it is. Doesn't look too bad. All planted, ready to go. All it needs now is a little bit of sun. Have a great one, and we'll be talking to you later. Bye.